Let's start now. A warm welcome to our board masters, Brother Joe Huang, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma Talk. A very good morning. Let us start the session for today. Today, I would like to share a short accepted master's speech, using love to purify our defiled world. Though the lotus grows in muddy waters, it remains untainted. And without the mud, the lotus cannot bloom. When the lotus blooms, it beautifies the pond. In the world, the 5 poisons, greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubts are rampant. It is hence termed the defiled world of the 5 stupidities, which requires purification. If there was no suffering in this world, there need not be bodhisattva to save sentient beings. If there were no pollution, love need not be used for purification. As our world is stupid and chaotic, someone must give rise to bodhisattva's heart. Accepted by Sister Su Ching from City, Singapore. Guidance for Master's teaching. Now let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Sangha land be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas hear my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disasters in this world. Now let us pray together for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our board masters to lead us in paying homage to the Triple Gems. Let us pay our respect for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved abode masters who could join us today. Okay, we have 3 sharers. Brother Huang will be sharing on the Dharma Insights, and Sister Effie will be sharing on the reflections on learnings from Lumbini in Nepal. And we have Brother Kith Chan who will be sharing on the Plant-Based Bodybuilder's Journal. Okay, before that, let us invite Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary. Ka'an, Sister Su Ching, over to you. Sister Su Ching, cannot hear you. Ka'an.
Okay, can you hear?
Yeah, loud. Thank you, Ka'an.
Okay, so last week, Brother Joe couldn't join us, so Sister Su Ching spoke about the generational gap and that it is not a problem. Different generations, each with their ways and pace. Boomers value face time, saving cash just in case. Gen X grew through hardship, loyal but under stress, balancing family, work, and striving for success. Gen Y wants meaning, freedom, growth, and speed. Tech-savvy minds with little time for misdeeds. Gen Z lives online, craves service that's smart, seeks stability with consumer experience at heart. Alphas shift fast, with endless choice each day, adaptable minds shaped in a virtual way. We all see life through different colored glass. What seems lazy might just be moving fast. The younger generation value merit, not title or command. Respect is earned, not simply with demand. So talk with kindness, truly be aware. Invite, don't order, meet them where they care. Avoid long speeches, stories touch much more. Speak with feeling, let connections restore. See beauty even when life seems flawed. Blessings grow when we help, not applause. Okay, then we have Sister Hui, who spoke for many years. Hui walked the Tzu Chi way, learning through service step by step each day. From science and studies to guiding the youth, she found in compassion a deeper truth. Tia unites young hearts with purpose and care, a network of change makers ready to dare. IYLP built leaders with vision and voice, 12 weeks of learning by mindful choice. They studied culture, action, and digital reach, real-world projects, not just theory to teach. From Asia to UK, the numbers grew. With each new member, the missions renewed. Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines joined the call. Local chapters rising, answering it all. She met mentors who gave time and heart. Real case studies provided the meaningful start. To Taiwan's abode she journeyed in spring. The warmth and humility made her heart sing. Candle making, cooking, small acts so sincere, moments of service that drew forth tears. Now with the youth center she helps lead, organizing with purpose, planting each seed. From local work to dreams of the UN stage, she brings youth voices to every age. She hopes young hearts will serve and inspire, lighting new paths with quiet fire. Okay, Kan for listening. I will stop share and over to Brother Chin to introduce our next speaker. Over to you, Brother Chin.
Sister Su Ching for another wonderful summary. All right, so welcome. Good morning, every brothers and sisters. Welcome back. We have begin this session. We have 3 sharers this morning. So let's begin with Brother Joe, who's going to give us his Dharma Insights, and we look forward to hearing from Brother Joe.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Chin, and good morning, everybody. I apologize for missing out in action last week. That was because I think it was about 5:30ish. Got the call that there was something there's something up with Master's situation. So I had to make myself available starting at around 6 o'clock and all the way through, I think it was about 7:30-ish when all the things were sort of finally sort of more information were made available and about what to do next. And I think by around 8:30-ish, we've already made sure that we were going to head north directly from Kaohsiung, and we're going to come back to Taipei, and there's going to be some time that's needed for the recovery. And I think on some sense, on some level, this is actually not as bad as what people might think. Meaning, I mean, we never wanted to see Master getting ill. But I think this time, the Master was once again tested positive for COVID. And we all know that for somebody who is, who has 90 years of age, and contracting these respiratory disease or respiratory virus where it's going to impact the vital organs that are respiration. It's not going to be easy, and also there's always fear for further issues, right? For further problems that's associated with this, you know, for example, pneumonia. I mean, these are the things that we are more concerned with. So the doctors at the time, exactly 1 week ago, we were, you know, trying to go for immediately. Let's go to Taipei where everything is, you know, more ready at hand. People might be thinking, well, you know, hey, why don't we go to, you know, stay there? Because right now, as a patient, if you were the patient, probably the thing that you want to do is to rest. The thing that you want the most isn't to move around, especially we're talking about a 4-hour drive, 4+ hour drive. And so the doctors were thinking that it's not right now, it's about what comes next. And we want to make sure that, you know, if the situation were to get worse, that we have all the equipment and all the things at hand. So they were sort of preparing for what might be coming that's a lot worse than where we were. Fortunately, it didn't come to that. In fact, it was much better than what they were preparing, meaning that they were always preparing for something that's a lot worse. But we're glad that it turned out to be very okay. And I think it turned out to be that, you know, the rest that's much needed, because through this, Master was able to, at least in my point of view, if this were just common cold or Master had the flu, if Master had the flu, you could probably imagine that Master would actually, come out and still be with everybody. But this is COVID, and Master had to be very careful not to pass this disease or pass this to other people. And so she was very careful to make sure that there's a bit of separation to make sure that there isn't going to be other people that's contracting this due to Master, right? So Master was very responsible to make sure that yes, I'll come out, but there's going to be very limited audience. So in a way, this is a bit of a deformed rest in that we need this, and I think Master needed it, but she would not have it. So this is probably the best case where we can hope for a good rest. So we came back to Taipei on Saturday last week, and around, I think we got here around a little bit before 3 p.m. So we left at around 9-ish, and we got here at around 3. So that's about 6 hours, and we have 1 hour in the middle. So it was a long drive. And then Master had good 3 days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday everything sort of goes back to semi-normal. And then we continued on, right? There's still schedules originally planned for Taipei. So very quickly, right? That's Wednesday, and today is already Saturday. So we're talking about 4 days: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today the 4th day. And right now, the recovery going very well. She's recovering her strength and stamina, and I think resting is definitely the best cure for many things. And we're, like I said, this is sort of a bit of a detractive rest where it almost needed to be something on the level of COVID to get Master to rest. And I'm glad in a way that, number one, the symptoms aren't that bad. They're bad, but they are not as bad as before. And I think 2 years ago when Master had contracted COVID, it was a lot worse. And this time the symptoms were not as serious. It's minor. It's still there. I mean, anything for a 90-year-old person is going to be not minor. I mean, we're coughing, we're sniffing. It's going to be a lot worse for somebody that's 90 years old. But at least I think in comparison, it's a lot better. And I think all things considered, obviously we didn't want this to be the case. But without something like this, I don't think that we would be able to get Master to try to get rested. So Master had 3 good days of resting, and even though I really hope that she could rest more, but this is that's Master's thinking, right? Now that I regain my strength, I'm gonna use it all up again. I mean, that's how Master thinks, right? It is not going to be, I'm gonna save it so I have more tomorrow. That's not how Master thinks, right? Master thinks that I can use it right now, and I should, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, and I'm going to do this, right? And so that's where we've been. This is the 4th day since the beginning of the the restoring to the normal schedules. And yesterday, Master, I think 2 days ago, we had the board meeting, and Master talked until 6:30 in the evening, which is actually a lot more than sometimes what we go through in Hualien. And yesterday also, I mean, you could just think about it, and this is how she carries herself, because now she's regained her strength and recovery, and that's exactly what she does. Okay, so that's the update, and we're still going to be here for a couple more days. Today's Saturday. We have a full 4-day schedule. So please be online if you have the opportunity, and listen, and you'll be able to see Master. And tomorrow also. And many people were asking originally, we were going home on Monday, originally going home to Hualien on Monday. But is it going to be the case? Chances are good. It's not going to be the case. Master has other things that need to be done here in Taipei, and I'm not sure when the return date is. I mean, there are a lot of rumors flying around, as always is the case. And I always hear the rumors, and I always think to myself, where did they get this? Because nobody in this circle is releasing any information because we don't know either. And everything that we have is just, your guess is as good as mine. But everybody has some reliable sources. They all have these reliable sources. I don't even have reliable sources, and I don't even know where these reliable sources come from. Some people are thinking, and this is amazing, right? We have volunteers, that observe the amount of the vegetables and the food produce that's remaining in the refrigerator to be able to predict how many more days that we have to consume these produce, and then come up with the number of days that we're still staying here. This is amazing. This is amazing how, when there's a lack of any information, that these things come out. I mean, this is so creative. They're looking at the the culinary, the cooking team. The amount of the food that they were preparing to figure out how many days they were staying. And there are all these signs, and are they exactly directly related? Of course, somewhat, remotely, maybe, 5% related, but it's, I still believe that it's amazing how, people come up with these ideas, which is, like I said, amazing. Anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. But once again, I just wanted to do the update where we're on a good path. Master is able to, and I think, coming back to Taipei is always good, because here in Taipei, I think Master gets the well-rested nights. At night, I think, I believe that Master can rest better here in Taipei for some reason. But obviously, it is not going to be easy. And I think it was just a very, very fortunate for us that the day that we left, which was on Saturday, that was a day where the very next day we have the typhoon warning, and that's when the typhoon hit. And then on Monday, things just got worse. If you actually do follow the news, here in Taiwan, we have a lot more devastation in the southern part of Taiwan after the typhoon. So we left sort of on the last day, where the restriction or the warnings, the warnings from typhoon went into effect. And so we sort of got to Taipei, where the effect of typhoon is a lot less visible, has a lot less effect. So we were able to sort of be more safer, obviously, but unfortunately for all the people there in the southern part where it was hit hardest by the typhoon. Okay, so that's the sort of the current updates of where we are, and hopefully next week, the very next time that we are talking here on this platform, I should be in Hualien, and I hope that by that time Master is also back in Hualien, and getting even more well rested. Okay, so that's where we are in terms of the update, and I'm sure we all wish the best. We all want Master get more rest. Yeah, let's hope that's the case. And all right, so we're gonna continue on to our sharing for today. Okay, so Sutra of Infinite Meanings. We're continuing, and previously we're talking about, we're still in chapter 1, and we're slowly moving forward. And as always, I like to go back to what happened before, because it's been a long time, right? It's been a long time. And imagine that just the other day I was sharing with Singapore. This is where these information originate, right? I give a monthly talk to our brothers and sisters from Singapore on the Sutra of Infinite Meanings, and I realized that we started this in March of 2024. So we've been doing this for over a year, and there have been 13 sessions for this past year, monthly. So obviously the review becomes even more important. But I think that always coming back to all these sections help us get a much better perspective. And this perspective gets to be more grounded. You know, it's no longer just something that, you know, you read and it sort of happens every day or every week, but it's something that we want to always be returning to. And what I always think is that I believe Sutra of Infinite Meaning is sort of like a turning point, in that after the Buddha has spoken for 40 years, have been preaching for 40 years, that there's something that has to change. And please don't take it as in whatever the Buddha says is always going to work. It's not. It's not. It's going to take some time. So imagine that the Sutra of Infinite Meanings is the tip of the turning point, is the beginning of the turning point. It's not the turning point yet, but it's the beginning of it. And there are signs that this is happening. There are signs that this is very important. Yet, does that mean that it's going to work? Not right away, and not always right away, but it's something that's slowly evolving and happening. So what we see here is that I am trying to tailor the content of the Sutra of Infinite Meanings to that effect, which is it's slowly turning. There's a turning point coming up, or the tide. You know, we will always say the tide is coming, right? That is, there's going to bring some change, and so that's sort of where I'm focusing. I'm aiming all this content to that, because I believe that. So all these sections that comes afterwards fall under this category. Now, does it always mean that? Well, this is my interpretation, and I think it does. But there might be other interpretations where you might actually pull all these things together and then shift the goal to be something else. But what I'm trying to say here is that I believe this is the beginning of the turning point, the tip of the turning point. And I'm sharing with you why. So section 1 and 2, it talks about all these different people of all these different backgrounds coming to listen and coming to learn. And I like to think of it as the first 2 sections really talk about that this is the answer that fits for all sentient beings, for all different realms. You know, I like it when I really enjoyed it when Sister Su Ching shared what happened last week, and Sister Su Ching share about the different generations, right? There's baby boomers, and then generation X, Y, Z, and then there's more beyond that. And I identify myself as the generation X, where, you know, we had this loyalty and where we have hardship. Well, I didn't really have any hardship. I think I have a very, very, I think, comfortable life compared to many, many people. And so I think our resilience is a lot worse than our predecessor, the generation of our parents, which are sort of the baby boomers. But in any event, I think regardless of what generation we're talking about, Dharma is the answer. They might not know it, they might not feel it, but it's the answer, right? Imagine for the story of the burning house. That's exactly that. The answer is to get out of this, to escape from this burning house. But did all the children know it? No. Did all the children believe it? No. But is he the answer? Yes. So I believe that for the first 2 sections, this is exactly what you're talking about. Setting the stage, setting the context, that this is going to be the case, right? And then, so what do you do with this answer? You learn it. You learn it and you practice it. You try to become like the Buddha. You try your best. This is how the Buddha learned it. So this is how you should learn it. This is how the Buddha practiced it. You should practice it too. So the next two sections talks about how you become good at it, how you learn and acquire this answer that is supposedly fitting for all sentient beings, for all realms, for all the times, whether now, past, present, or future. And now you learn it. 5, 6, 7 talks about that not only do you want to learn it, but you want to be the teacher. You want to be the one that guides others to learn it. Eventually, when we're just students, we are learning so that we can acquire the wisdom and knowledge. Now that we're not just aiming to be the students, we are aiming to be good students, and we are wanting in the future to become teachers. So that requires the mindset of change, that requires attitudes that directs us to become teachers. And this is something that is important because I believe this is the turning point. This is the turning point to tell everybody you are no longer just good enough to be a good student. Being good students isn't good enough anymore. You have to become a good teacher too. But before you become a good teacher, your mindset has to be that I want to become a good teacher. I want to be able to spread, to pass on the teaching. That's the mindset. So 5, 6, 7 all talks about that the importance of teaching, the importance of passing the Dharma on to the next generation, the importance of having the mindset and the attitude to be able to teach and passing this Dharma on to the next generation. So I really believe this. I believe 5, 6, 7 really focuses on this. Now, in the original sutra, was it meant to be like that? Let me share with you. The original sutra, or the sutra text itself, chapter 1, virtues, there wasn't even any spoken words from the Buddha. These are just contextual settings. It's only telling you who was here. It was only telling you, who and which type of people, which type of realm, which type of sentient beings came to listen. And then they were praising the Buddha. That's what this chapter is really about. Buddha hasn't said anything. So why do I think that these are the sections that talks about the turning point? Well, if you really want to talk about the entire context, then yes, after 40 years, I think Sutra of Infinite Meanings is the beginning of the turning. And the Lotus Sutra, which comes afterwards, is the body of turning, the actual body of turning. And I think that because when you put the two sutras together, when I first heard about the Sutra of Infinite Meanings, that was back then when I was still a trainee, a trainee for the commissioner training, right? And I was still there, and then we were all required to pick up a copy, and we were all required to read it. And I had no idea what the Sutra of Infinite Meaning is really talking about. All the content, all the stories inside, I understood, but I really didn't know why the sutra. I understand what the sutra was talking about, but I didn't see the reason. It was just Buddha talking, and it was all good, and there was a lot of logic and rationale in it. That's all fine, but I didn't see the whole picture. What was the context? Why at this time? And Master's guidance in 5, 6, 7, if you put them all together, it's really telling you it's important to be the teachers. And I was listening, and I didn't get that. It was after I come back to Taiwan, 2010, and it was all Lotus Sutra, right? From 2010 when I came back. In fact, it was about 2009. That was the year when Master once again began giving Dharma talks on the Lotus Sutra. So I came back to Taiwan and I start learning again, or actually learning the Lotus Sutra. And up until 2020, August 23rd, that was the last day when Master gave morning Dharma talks on the Lotus Sutra live. And for 10 years, it was all Lotus Sutra. And because 2020, there was a pause. In fact, there was a stop. Master stopped giving the talks on the Lotus Sutra. That, we begin to have this revival of going back to the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. And then you come back to the Sutra of Infinite Meanings and you sort of connect it. Oh, so that's what's going to happen next. So now it's coming back to the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. Now there's a lot of connection, right? We see what's going to come afterwards. You see the body and the shape of Lotus Sutra, and you come back to Sutra of Infinite Meanings, which comes before the Lotus Sutra. And then you go like, well, yeah, there was a lot of evidence in there. They were talking about the turning points. Lotus Sutra is the turning itself, but the Sutra of Infinite Meaning is the idea of turning, right? So that's the better way to put it. It's a turning point, and the Sutra of Infinite Meaning is where we are starting to sense the idea and the importance of turning, right? It's Buddha trying to reach out to all his disciples that we have got to change. We have got to change from the students. The mindset, the attitude has to change from being a student to become the teachers. So 8, 9, 10, 11, which were the last 4 sections of chapter 1, they're all talking about the praises, right? The praises for the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, the triple jewel, and the praises for the Buddha's 3 forms. And it's and we talked about this. The section 8 talks about the praises for the Lord of Sages, how the Buddha actually did was a great student. And what did he learn? He learned the Dharma. And then not only did he learn the Dharma, he became the teacher. And then he taught in the ways that we can understand and we can receive. And we see that as our teacher, and we become the students. So the student go from section 8 to become the teacher in section 10. That's what the transformation, that's what 8, 9, 10 is really talking about. So we spend more time talking about, all this. And this is basically talking about what Buddha did to go from somebody who's a student to become a teacher, right? And this is starting from great personal achievements to make sure that there's no more defilement personally, individually. And then we see Buddha becoming a great guiding teacher. And then we see the Buddha, not only that, but an impactful influencer. And this is something that I think is really important, that you see the transformation in front of you, right? From a student who learns to become a good student, great student, and then becoming a teacher, and then becoming a guiding teacher, becoming a great guiding teacher, and then becoming an impactful teacher. And that's exactly the transformation we see. And how does he do that? Well, the actual does it because he learns the Dharma and understands the Dharma is always there. So he showed us the Dharma, and then he sort of, Buddha immerses and merges with the Dharma, and then taught us, it's not fixed to a form. It's all talking about, right? So we spent a long time in this section as well. And, it's not about a particular action or inaction. And it's basically Dharma, something that it's not fixed, something that really shifted or really changes depending on the situation, depending on many, many things. And Sangha is what we talked about as being the actual, representation or manifestation that's required to teach. So somebody is a teacher has to know the material well, has to be very knowledgeable in the knowledge that he's spreading, in the teachings that he's teaching. But not only that, but as part of the guiding teacher, you have to be able to guide. You have to be able to be immersed with your students. So it's not just that you have good command of these things, but you have to have this intellectual and spiritual connection with your students so that they are able to learn. So that's what this section 10 is really talking about. The 32 marks and the 80 characteristics is really talking about Buddha has the physical form and the feeling that's being liked by many, many people, right? It's about the pleasant, likable, and honorable physical forms that the Buddha takes. And because Buddha has these pleasant, likable forms, the people listen. That's what we talk about, impactful. Impactful not just because you are knowledgeable, but impactful because you have good affinity. People like you, not just because you are the most famous and well-learned scholar in this particular area, but people actually likes you. When you give a talk, people actually come and listen. That's very different. That's not just being impactful, that's actually likable. So this is what section 10 is really talking about, that Buddha is not only knowledgeable and wise, but he has all these very good affinity with people, with all these different realms. And therefore, people want to listen. It's not just that you have good information, but people want to come close to him. They want to be like him. They want to listen and learn from him. And that's very important. Okay, so we took some time to talk about 32 marks. And in fact, if you look more into it, it's really talking about, somebody who is not just being a good, has good knowledge of all these teaching and Dharma, but somebody who makes you want to learn. It's not just somebody who is good at it, but they make you want to get better. They make you want to cultivate. They make you want to become like him. And I think that's very important. That's part of section 10. So as before, we probably never get through 8, 9, 10 because we keep on going back to where it was. But I always want to bring back to the base and the foundation that this is a turning point. And we're sort of witnessing the beginning of the turn, in that we're no longer just coming here to learn, but we're coming here to learn to be the teachers. And that's very important. We have to have the right mindset. We have to have the right attitude. And so it's taking us there. And I'm sure chapter 2 is going to take us there and make sure that we really, really now learn what is the importance of being a teacher. Thanks. That's the sharing for today. And I hope by the time next week, we're already back in Hualien. If not, that just means that Master's really having a good time out here and she doesn't want to go home yet. And that's just fine too. So stay tuned, and I hope everybody goes online. I think we have 2 more days where the sharing will be still online. After Monday, I don't believe that there's going to be any more online. You can still see Life Wisdom every day, but you can still watch Life Wisdom every day. But it's not going to be the live ones that you can see today and tomorrow. Okay, so make sure that you cherish this opportunity is as if you are by her side. Okay, thank you, and everybody rest assured we'll take good care of Master, and I'm sure that the best way we can do that is we remain diligent and we remain to do what's necessary according to the teachings. All right, thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Thanks so much, Brother Joe. Please don't turn off your video yet. Let's everybody turn on the video and take a photo. Thanks so much, Brother Joe, for sharing with us the status of Sangren, and we look forward and pray for speedy recovery. All right. Okay, so let's turn on and a few more others. Okay, it's about official photographer, Sister Lily and Sister Effie.
Sister Lily, you take now, Sister Lily.
Okay, I'll take.
I'm not sure.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
All right, excellent.
Okay, got it.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Brother Joe, again. All right, next we have none other than Sister Effie. Requires no introduction, and she's going to share with us on the reflections and learnings from Lumbini, and she spent a fair bit of time. So I think you were there for a month or more, if I remember correctly, and had a fascinating journey. And I'm sure she'll be sharing with us her experiences and what her learnings are. All right, Sister Effie, platform is all yours.
Yeah. Ka'ana to Brother Chin, and good morning, brothers and sisters. Ka'ana to Brother Joe for the sharing just now. Now let me share my screen. And so, yeah. Is it okay? Okay, good morning. I would like to share on the reflections on my learning from this Lumbini trip recently for year 2025. And this is my second trip to Nepal. So today I want to share the daily what I got from the activities that we do. And so every day to us, every morning is chanting. Chanting of the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. So initially, I do not realize what this chanting will bring about to me. So I just noticed that internal, when our overseas volunteers, they also chant inside the hotel. While we, my son Su Ching, and those who are visiting Nepal or they come to Nepal for a short period, they also join us at the Lumbini Garden. Little did I realize that chanting the Sutra of Infinite Meanings gives me the clarity and increases my concentration and focus of the day. Because in this, the month that I was in Lumbini is a challenging month with adverse weather. So to me, chanting the Sutra of Infinite Meanings become a routine there. So I can find that, feel that a new day is a fresh start and looking forward from a blank page, and also giving an opportunity to do things better for the day. As what Master says, that every morning when we wake up, we still can move our limbs ourselves. We must be grateful that we are still able to think and able to move around to do things that what we want to do. So chanting is very important. That gave me this reflection. So you can see here the people from all over, like our own overseas volunteers that come. They will all gather. Surely they will make themselves available for the morning chanting, which becomes a daily practice, whether you're indoor or outdoor. For us, I'm going outdoor in the Lumbini Gardens. So it will start at 5 a.m. So no doubt, chanting, reading the book is simple, but I find that it's very effective. And it gives us cultivate a positive mindset unknowingly and set the day for us to be peaceful and reduce an anxiety when we are moving out in our mission. So in this picture, you see here, all the yellow one was, I find that very fortunate that morning when we are chanting. We finished chanting our Sutra of Infinite Meanings in the garden. And suddenly we saw this group of, we hear sounds and gongs of a group of people wearing in yellow. To me, it looked like a royalty, you see. So we come out and witness this. Actually, they are all chanting in the, moving towards the Lumbini Garden around. So it's very significant that chanting is a way of starting our day. So after chanting, we'll go back to, we start our day, what to do in Lumbini. For me, who are involved in the one village, one community. So we start the day with this village, this Adiwari village. So usually when I follow the group, every morning, we start with stories told by Master in different villages. So I just picked this village, is Adiwari. Why I picked this villages? Because it's all are girls, young girls. And these all young girls, and then occasionally there will be elderly men elderly people who are doing farming, they'll come and join what the episode about for the day. So this is the place behind this building. The group picture will be where we hold the master style story in the morning. So to me, it's also another way of community bonding, and very different scenario from KL is that all these people, villagers, whether they're young or old, everybody will give their insights after the staff present the episode of the day. So I believe as I observe, it also reminds me that actually what is going on after some time, a week, then I understand what they actually doing and what need to be done. So actually it's to prepare them, like Master says, to transform Nepal. So we prepare their minds to be transformed and to seek knowledge and mindfulness. There's one particular incident here that changed my way. Actually, when I was in Nepal, I asked myself, why am I in Nepal again in Lumbini? What is my mission? You see? So along the way, when I was attending these religious stories, listening to Master Style stories, I find that this young group of people, they were very excited. So when the speaker was talking or giving Master's stories handout or whatever, so this group of girls, they will be they're so excited, they will be pulling each other hair, talking and chatting. So I'm wondering, after a week of observation, I think that I asked myself, why am I here in this room? What should I do and what should be planted in these people's mind? So, and why I need to step into to do something else different, because I find that nobody is listening to anybody at the time. So I think it's a waste of time, and the essence of Master's teaching is not being passed down. So I take this opportunity to one of the day after a week of observation, I went to I seek for a permission to take over the mic, but with no sound, silently, to imitate what had been going on for the past 1 week when the lessons are ongoing. So all of a sudden, the room fell silent immediately, no noise. And unknowingly, actually, I want to let them know that when the lesson is going on, making sure that everyone get the essence of Master's teaching, be respectful, be grateful, and learn what is to be proper, So after this, to show what had been going on, then immediately the room fell silent. And I hope that they get the message. It's just within a second or two. So surprising the next day onwards, because we have this Master Style story every day in a week, 3 days a week. The following day and after onwards, the whole room, whenever the lessons is on, immediately everybody quiet. And when it's their turn to share, they will share. Everybody, other people will listen. So I think this is a great change to have the courage, when you see things go differently, make a change. Whether I'm right or wrong, I do not know, but this is my reflection that I think I must do. So again, in this village, we have this, while we are doing this caring and bonding, we have, during the lesson, we have this green women, a lady who came crying one day and standing outside the place where we are holding the Master Style story. So only we realize, and when we understand through the interpretation, that she was very sad when a food assistance from Su Ching was withdrawn. So actually, we share her grief and the suffering. So we after understanding, we also do our part to see what is needed. So we do a home visit to the place, to her house, to make her more comfortable, and we do some according to the local ritual. So this is what we are doing here. I'll play the video. It's just a small thing. to bow our heads to touch the villager feet 3 times. This is according to the local.
上来，然后又下去，来，
Meaning that we bow
冷静
our
下 ，OK，
head
上来，
to the feet of this
下去，
green lady, and
上
then
来， 下去，
touch with our.
可以感恩，
This is
抱抱一下，
really, according to the local custom, is a high degree respect and custom.
OK， 到 Effie 到你来抱抱一下，
So
最近到
make
你要
her
抱
more
抱一下，
comfortable and at ease. So in this one of the lessons we learned that put ourselves in other people's shoes and also be open-minded.
好，谢谢。
How many of us can bow our head to the feet of another person? Yeah. So she was very touched, and we find that the whole villagers they were very surprised that we overseas people can do to that level. So this one to me is my reflection is that we actively participate in their understanding and then to embrace peace, to be right here, right now, be in the present. So this lady feel at ease after we follow the ritual to make sure to let her know that we are with her in one heart, one mind, knowing her pains, right? So of course we also the lessons of impermanence that we are trying to share with her or what Master teaching is about. So here, knowing how to let go is to release our wounds, and letting go is also a wisdom. So we move along with the flow of life. That is what we are trying to share with her, this giving lady in this village. Then after she was, we can see the smile in her. I think she was taken by surprise when we did that ritual. So this is another village that I would like to share. It's also Master Style story, but it's in the afternoon. So in a day, we have we will enter 2 or 3 villages. So this, when you see so brightly here, actually I'm very taken away and very touched that this room is actually very dark, no lighting, but yet the people they come for the classes. So every day I'm there for the period of time of 1 to 2 months. So we hold the same thing every day. The activity is almost the same. So you see the difference and the improvement and the we encourage each other. We are being encouraged by their diligence, and they also encourage us, giving us the spirit and the confidence to move on, to be along with them. So until that those driver that take us to the place entering the villages, they also join us in the class. So in this lesson, we learned that how fortunate we are in Malaysia. So this Master Style story gave me a reflection that no doubt it's a very short one, but it empowers us to continue to practice good speech and put it into application. So no doubt you will say that Nepal or Lumbini and us, there is a language barrier, but then we come to the next thing, we can understand each other after some time with them. They also know a little bit of English, and we also know a little bit of the Nepalese. So it's a mutual learning. So these classes are all inspirational. And you see that even elderly women, all these are farmers, they also will share their insights after we motivate them. So very unlike in Malaysia, only a few of them can share. But in Lumbini, everybody who are present will share their thoughts every time, every day. So this after that, I will see the footprints will be the footprints of all the attendees, and we have Master Style story and Aphorism. All these are being empowerment to them to let them know that to do good, to care for each other in the village. So it become a routine. These routine lessons of what become a convenient way for us overseas and for them overseas volunteer and them to connect. So they have no complaints about. They're very simple. We find that they're very simple. No light, so dark, so hot, so humid. One door, yet people are still are willing to attend the classes or the lessons. So even if reminds me of Buddha's time, 2 million years ago. So is that still remain? Is it the same? All the villages what we enter, sometimes I would think, is it this is during Buddha's time? It still remain untouched and untainted. So no doubt, I find that the caste system is still on. That means they have the local caste system. But all in all, generally everyone there, they are very simple, they are pure nature, and they are very kind. So these are the footprints that the local staff, they will always say they need to take it after each lesson. And we find that the villagers are very happy when their photos are being taken. Yeah. So that they are part of us, there's equality. No one is above each other. This is an important lesson I learned from there. So in this in the afternoon from 4:30 or 4 to 5:30, we have this 6 days a week to give tuition one. So they're very fortunate in a way. We give one-to-one tuition for the English class. And initially, they are very shy. They will not come to us. And we also do not know actually how to help them. But gradually, when we approach one by one, after a day or two, a week later, confidence will be built into them. So they're willing to come to us, they're willing to learn, and they'll pull you aside that they want to communicate with you. So we start this English lessons is to in this open classroom. That means we don't have classroom. We are outside, whether it's very hot, windy, sandy, and all that. So all these students are actually they're attending their own schools until 4 p.m. and they rush over to this place and to attend the 5:30 onwards English class organized by Su Ching. But prior to that, we give tuition overseas volunteers. We take this opportunity to interact with them. So gradually, over the period of time, we find that they have confidence. They are able to speak very fluently. You'll be surprised. So this is a very powerful interaction with them that uplift their confidence and the love for English. Sorry. Okay. So this I find that of the 5 villages we are in, the most fortunate village is this Lashmipur, which they have sorry. So sure. Sorry, I think the So initially when we are there, there are 25 or 26 students attending the English class, until it also drawn that the driver who fetches there, he also joined in. And this English class also we do recording to check on the progress of the student. And I find that this Lashmipur is one of the villages that have a very close affinity with Su Ching, and they are the fortunate ones that have this English tuition or English class being planned for them, because they are the nearest, So you see very dark inside and hot. So after that, the students actually, when they come to the English class, they actually come with empty stomach. How do we know? Because one by one, they will tell us that they're very hungry. So later we propose to give them the biscuit, or we ourselves will buy some biscuits for them. So we find that eventually they can communicate with us confidently after giving this one-to-one tuitions. So even the host of this place, this Uncle Gania, he was very impressed, that his place was become a spiritual cultivation ground. So here, many a times in life, we plan a lot of things, but does things that we plan go according to what we want to be? Let us watch this video. It's happened in this Lashmipur, the place where we hold the English tuition. we plan everything, setting everything for a Buddha bathing day mobile, and looks what happened within half an hour, 3 p.m. So I was in there, caring for the meditation. All of a sudden, strong sense that the people really change. Never lose up or control our education. But to learn lessons to let go, initially we plan to set everything in preparation for the grand day, Buddha bathing day. Understand why this happened. While this storm was happening, actually in my heart was feeling comfortable. I was holding on to the Buddha and to all the flowers, mangoes, whatever we pick them or they are, that they would hold on. And my thought was that, oh, why this is happening to me at that moment? We are doing something good. Why this don't have to come to us, destroy everything, all the hard work, all the hard work that we do. But we, when I was holding this, can feel that the storm can carry me away. I'm floating away. And when I see the local residents, they're so confident they can run around in rubbish and all the things. So this gives me another lesson that whenever we hear disaster, things disaster happen, I feel like very passionate. We can't feel it, we can't feel what is until that how dangerous that. So this is also another lessons of impermanence that destroy everything. But after the storm, luckily, we have this Sister Su Ching as our head for the 1V1C committee. Despite everything being destroyed, we start all over again within a very short time, The decision is to carry on. But can you imagine if you have not witnessed that storm, seen that video, would you have known that this is where we hold the beauty of this place where we hold our Buddha bathing day? This is after you see the sunset. Even when we show this photo, which was captured by somebody, the local villagers, they were so surprised to see that their place actually is so beautiful. They discover, they witness how beautiful it is. I think moreover they can appreciate. For my side, what I learned is that appreciate the resilience of nature and ourselves. For everything that follow, the peace that follow after a chaos or challenges or impermanence will remind us that even after hardship, surely, certainly, beauty and new beginnings are always possible. This is my learning. And this is also a reflection of clarity in our mind. So this is actually Lumbini Garden. Why I show this photo is every morning we go for the chanting and we pass through, we go through all this. But I've never noticed that, I didn't know that it's so clear, the water is so clear. When we look at the water, it is quite dark when we do our chanting. But when we do our Buddha bathing day, and this photo was captured by, I think, Brother Tan Sun Ho, and I was so surprised that how come it's like a mirror, the clarity, the clarity of things. So the lessons learned is that sometimes we are too busy with our own things. We forget our surroundings. We only look at people. We only hear noises of people talking or speaking, but we never give nature a chance. This is my learning until, so my lesson is that we must learn to provide moments to pause and recognize the value of things. And we do things while taking time to breathe also. So in overall, it helps us to become a well-being, to have more clarity to a situation that could otherwise remain an obstacle to practice. If you are seeing that storm, which happened a few times during my stay in Lumbini, so it may pose as a hindrance that, oh, no, next time I will not, right? But the lessons learned that I think it will give us the resilience that we want to continue to move forward and be in the outside. Now, this is something I want to, that touches my heart. This boy that become a Bante. Actually, we know him last year. He actually wanted to be a Su Ching volunteer, very young. That year, last year he told me he was 9 years old. So I thought he was 9 years old and this year is 10 years old. But after he become a Bante, only I realized that he's 13 years old. He said something changed. Something changed, in the future. When we expect things move slowly. So actually, during one of the bonding class when I arrived in Nepal, he personally offered me to get on his bicycle while we are doing bonding, morning breakfast bonding. And in this place, actually, this is a boy. This is a boy. Actually, he wanted to be a Su Ching volunteer last year. And why I want to show this picture was that morning, luckily I have an opportunity to serve him with bread. Bread is a luxury in Nepal, in Lumbini, for the children. They never, according to them, they hardly have bread, right, as their breakfast or as a meal. So this is something he knows. The local people, they are very compassionate. While they have never tasted something before, but they also will share with their own people. Yeah. So why I want to show this picture is that last year we were with them. I think Sister Lily and Sister Su Ching was also with us. And he always comes to the hotel to visit us in the evening. And this year when we met him again, he was not a Bante yet. He joined, he came and to join the recycling in April 19. Then I asked him to come here to do something, to do something while waiting for the recycling to start. So this is April 2005. We never know, just within 1 week or so, he become a Bante. So in life, what makes this calling? I don't know. But I was deeply touched by his courage that he shaved his own head to become this. You see here, when he offered me this a ride on his bicycle, initially I rejected. I said no, because of feeling for injury. But after that, luckily, I tell myself, when he became a Bante, as I reflect, I was very touched, and as I reflect that morning when he offered me to insist that I get on his bicycle before he became a Bante, which I don't know that he became a Bante. So I feel so appreciative and touched, and that never let go of the lesson was that when anything appear in front of us, just seize it and do it. You never know whether it will come again or not. You don't know. So these are the lessons I learned. So I think he's very brave. So in order to engage in spiritual practice, it doesn't go about age, whether you wait for a time, So it tells us that when there's a calling, the time mature, the time convict, then you make your decision. It could be a very big decision in your life, you see. So we managed to know where he was after he became a Bante. Actually, we lost touch with him after the recycling day. And we managed, before we left Lumbini, he agreed to see us, and we brought his mother, So this is another lessons that I learned to reflect, let life flow as it is. So here in Nepal, what we do in Lumbini, we have 5 villages. So very common, every month or every week, surely there will be a place or a village that we are having the rice bank collection. So all these villages, Adihari, Jamhi, Patijaya, Amuga, Jana, and Lashmipur. So it's a rice bank collection day. I believe these are reflections for us that they are very poor. And they are so busy in their farms, they have no time, and the weather is so hot, 48, 49, 50 something degrees. You hardly see them around when we go to invite them. We have to make home visits in the earlier 1-2 hours, for them to come for the rice collection. But you see, the children here in one of the villages will follow us around, and we suddenly saw this Bodhi tree that grew inside the house. So we find that something very spiritual to us. So we took it down. And I believe that this rice bank collection is another method for the avenue for the locals to do kind deeds unknowingly, to encourage them to help their fellow villagers. So after this, you see how they pour, and all these activities are surprising is that it's all being carried out by the local and the villagers who want to be volunteer. They are not officially city volunteer, but all are carried out by them. You see the weighing, they are setting up, everything. So it's all under the guidance. The overseas volunteers are behind to guide them. But you can see that they can carry out exactly the city model. So this is, Master always say, we want to transform Nepal, transform the life of a Buddha land. So is it ongoing? Is it successful? Is it smooth? Yeah, with efforts from everybody. The transformative practice serve as a guidance to us as well and help us to navigate our own spiritual growth as well as the villagers themselves. So it gives us a heart full of compassion, empower ourselves with positive speech, align our minds with the fundamental principles of the Eightfold Noble Path. So we also at the same time, what are the Eightfold Noble Path? It's the right understanding, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So these gradually, and the villagers, even though they do not know fully what is going on, what is being expected from them, but I believe when they see all this going on for some time, since last year, and this year they are doing on their own. So I believe the certain amount of good practices, what Master want us to implant in them, are now sprouting. Yeah. This is my own limited understandings. So here you see why I share this picture. All of a sudden it's very unpredictable in Lumbini when we enter the villages. Every day we enter the villages, different villages. But you never know, suddenly the road is closed, not say closed, unofficial. They just put a big lock across, and the vehicle that you're on is not able to pass through. So this is one that I want to share, because the truck that we're in almost fall off, 45 degrees fall off, So we quickly get down and push. So actually we just at the beginning when we enter the village, So actually we still can make a decision to turn back or what, but we didn't. We continue because we remember Master during the early days. Remember the picture when the bus was stuck in the mud when she was doing her charity. So this gives us a similar interpretation that when the goings get tough, the tough gets going. So these are unexpected, changes in life. Actually, we're on our way to Lashmipu, the village that I've shown just now, to give them English tuitions. So we all try to push. Actually, it was turning already. Luckily, we get down. It didn't hurt ourselves. Even our hand was, So we walk to a distance, making sure to put this truck in align it, for the driver, giving him confidence. So this is another lesson. We continue, even though the road ahead is very tough. So these are my own reflection. Actually, all these things that we join, first of all, we always say that we learn from experience. But as I reflect, I didn't learn from experience. I actually learned from reflecting on the experiences that I went through the mindful observations, that give me this reflective practice. As I see the world in a new light, people in a new light, practice mindful reflection, then I realized how minute, everything, every action, every droplet, every moment, you reflect what's happening. So it rewire our thoughts and our emotions, even in small period of time. It helps us shift our inner dialogue inside us. Thus, we feel peaceful when we face adversities, especially when in a foreign land. So we align with the principles of Master's teaching of the life. So learning from all this reflection is a process that does not always offer me a solution. I find that it doesn't offer me a solution all the time, just like the sandstorm for the mobile Buddha bathing day. But it brings us another level of understanding from the experience. So we continue, and you see the sunset, the beauty of the place, and everyone happy, everybody came. And that mobile village is the first one in Nepal, the first one organized by 1V1C, our team. Sister Su Ching, I was a leader. And it attracted 600 plus attendees, And can you imagine a storm that happened? Villagers have to come, from very harsh, tough areas, tough terrains, but they still came to attend on that Buddha bathing day. So happiness does not depend on external circumstances to me, but rather how our inner responses and our awareness. So we also learn to let go of things that we cannot control. How can we control the storm? We cannot control the sandstorm or the hailstorm, that happens during our period in Nepal. So these are my reflection. And the footprints of this Lumbini trip give me a wellspring of guidance and inspiration. It reshapes our thoughts, it reshapes our emotions and our actions, and navigates compassion and mindful observations. So I'm coming to the end of my sharing. So sometimes we say that, my period in Nepal, this trip is over. So saying goodbye to them is actually because of the harsh weather. You think that sometimes you think that, I quickly want to go back to my homeland, the harsh weather and the uncertainties in Nepal. But when time to say goodbye, you look at this picture. It was taken it captured our hearts, It was taken during when we have an activity, a bonding session with this village where we hold a master sound lesson. When our van was about to move out, every one of them here, they like their eyes and their smiles and their feelings that they cannot let us go, as if they're holding us, you see. So you can see the close bonding during this trip. So to me, saying goodbye to Nepal, I suddenly changed it to, I feel that it changed my heart too. I will see you again, Lumbini, Nepal. Yeah, despite all these challenges. So I will share this master's principle of Taoism. So our affinity with Nepal, my affinity with Nepal, Master always says that it's never too late for a deep-rooted affinity to blossom. Do not worry over a distant journey, as long as one finds the way. So I believe, I do not know my affinity with Lumbini or in Bodhgaya, as I visited, but I think I have more Sister Chan that, it's never too late. So I encourage whoever, brothers and sisters who are willing, just go to experience Buddha land. You may come up differently and more resilient. Thank you. This is my time for sharing. Thank you for listening.
Thanks so much, Sister Effie, for a wondrous sharing. And I just want to highlight the 4 key points on Sister Effie sharing, how she transformed a class in just one lesson. That's a skillful means. Second point is how they withstand the storm on the Buddha day, and that's reflection of our steadfast practice when moving no matter what. My third point, Sister Effie, is how you and the team transform an ordinary being to a Sangha member. And that is fascinating. And the third point, fourth point, Sister Effie, is Experience is only a stage of learning, but that learning will not grow unless one contemplates what the lessons are. And then so much for all those lessons. All right, next we have a rather unusual topic from Brother Keith Chan. Brother Keith, are you there?
Yes,
Right.
hello, yes, I'm here.
You're going to share with us a plant-based bodybuilder's journal.
Yes.
All right. So look forward to your sharing, Brother Keith.
Okay, thank you.
It's a bit soft though, Brother Keith. Your sound coming from your side.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, that would be better. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, are you guys seeing me?
Yes, we can see you, but not the slides.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me share.
You got to start the share. I think if yes, it's coming out.
Okay, all right. Hello guys. Good morning.
The slides are coming up, but it's not. I'm not sure whether it's on my side. Yeah. Okay. Great. Is that?
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Hello. Good morning, guys. My name is Kith. Okay, you can call me Kith or Kith Chan. Yeah. Okay, it's my first time joining Tzu Chi event. Yeah, thank you for inviting me. And yeah, if there's anything that is not that is inappropriate, please let me know. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna talk too much also because I guess that you guys have been tired just now listening to 2 classes. Okay. So here's something related to my experience about plant-based bodybuilding. So, and what my slides going to be, these are the brief things that I'm gonna talk about. Okay, so firstly, introduction, because I'm gonna share the talk. So I would like you guys to know something about me. Yeah, if not, why you guys like, okay, who is this fella? Why am I listening to him? Yeah, so some brief introduction about me, myself. And then secondly, we will go to the main topic about the dietary. Mainly, we will touch on proteins because this is what people concerned about, usually about fitness, and also some other like carbohydrates and fats. And then lastly, we will go to the solution, of course, okay, on how to building a better body, better health or fitness, okay. Right, okay, so this is about me, a personal trainer, a dragon boater, a TikTok influencer, and a bodybuilder, okay? So all these are kind of related to sports, okay? Yeah, but in fact, there's one thing I put in is not really me, myself, okay? Which is a personal trainer, because in fact, I'm not a personal trainer. I just simply put it in because, right, like people always mistaken me as a what do you call that, a PT, okay, a personal trainer. So whenever people see me and they think that my first job is, oh, are you a PT? Yeah, but in fact, yeah, I'm a musician. I play piano and violin. Okay, and then these are my experiences, like the competitions I've been joining, yeah, since 2017, yeah, and the prizes all, okay, yeah. So I just briefly go through, okay, yeah. So there are different kind of categories, okay. You see, I'll be wearing like we call it bikini underwear, or you can call it bodybuilding underwear, or yeah, some kind of sport attire, a jeans, yeah. It depends on what kind of category that you join. Yeah, so quite a lot, but I just go through. Yeah, and how I get started, okay? If you can see the pictures here, yeah, other than the carrot, of course, like the pictures is actually, I was also invited for a talk, for sharing about plant-based bodybuilding also in Xingyuan FM. Okay, I believe so that they have now started virtual as well. Like you don't really have to go to their place to do this live FM, what do you call this, podcast? Yeah, but last time when I joined is not I joined. Last time when I went to share the talk, it was before the pandemic. Yeah, they actually, you have to go to their place. Yeah. And okay, so now I'm gonna start with like this one, World Vegetarian Day. I guess probably most of y'all don't know, is unaware of this day. Like you never knew there's such a day, World Vegetarian Day, okay? But because I've been sharing this talk and I was quite shocked, like most of the vegetarians, they don't even aware of this day, okay? And why am I sharing this day? Because I actually started my plant-based, okay? I've been eating full-time vegetarian since 2018, okay? And I'm gonna share like why I started, okay? I guess mostly it's because of my fitness, bodybuilding, my bodybuilding. If you check my bodybuilding, I started from 2017, yeah. And then most of the years are actually in 2018. See, 2018, yeah. Because that year I joined a lot of competitions and then I started to feel myself like, oh, I kill a lot of chickens. Seriously, I have that thought, like because every day we have to eat chicken breast. I'm sure that you heard a lot, like we bodybuilders, we always have to eat chicken breast every day. So for competition, it's even worse, it's even more strict, much stricter, that you have to eat your 3 meals every day is just chicken breast. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry I have to say that, but and then I started to think myself that I kill a lot of chickens. Then my last competitions in 2018, actually, I participated as a vegetarian. I prepped my competitions for like 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. I had no meats at all. And my competitions, it was this one. Yeah, the last one, the blue one. Okay, yeah. And I had 3rd placing also for this fitness model category, which you wear jeans. Yeah, that was a trial actually. Yeah, and then I was quite surprised I could still manage to get 3rd placing. And then yeah, that's how my journey gets started. And I still remember very well the day. It was 1st of October. Okay, why I remember it very well is because of September last day. I had to quickly register before the early bird closes, early bird registration. So it was September 30th that I registered. And then the next day, 1st October, I woke up and I told my mom, from today onwards, I'm gonna go vegetarian. Yeah. So I remember very well that day, and it happens that World Vegetarian Day is actually on the same day that I turned into a vegetarian without me knowing, okay? I did not do this because I know, oh, because it's World Vegetarian Day, okay? I only knew this after a few years that I've turned into vegetarian. Oh, 原来, it's like 原来, oh, the exact date that I turned vegetarian, it just so happened it's a World Vegetarian Day. Somehow it's like kind of, it's like fated already. Yeah. So, okay, and then the next one, we will go to World Vegan Day. Okay, apart from World Vegetarian Day, we also have World Vegan Day. Okay, it's a different day. And like I told you guys, I started with vegetarian, okay? And now I'm actually a vegan, okay? I know in Buddhist, a lot of people that go plant-based, they are vegetarian and they take dairies as well, especially eggs, okay? So they call it lacto-ovo-vegetarian, which in my case, I have turned into a vegan after being a vegetarian for a few years, okay? So I don't take eggs, I don't take milk, cheese, yogurts, okay, those kind of dairies, but it is subject to TNC, okay? What I mean by TNC is because I tried not to bring a lot of inconvenience to people around me. Like, okay, I don't usually go out. I'm a very introvert. I like to stay at home, practicing my music, practicing my gym and all. Okay, but when I go out, when dealing with dairies, I'm not that strict. In what sense? Okay, for example, if I don't see them, like cake, biscuits, bread, okay, all this kind of, when I don't see them, particularly in terms of the eggs, the milk, you get what I mean? Okay, that's how I'll just take them, okay. And in terms of meat, okay, also we will be, if really inconvenient that I couldn't have the like totally 100% plant-based foods, I would just like go for the meat, but I just take the side dish, the veg. Okay, the veg, I'll just take the side dish. Okay, in Chinese we call it 锅边菜. Okay, which if you translate directly from Chinese, it should be like, what do you call it? I don't know how would you call it, like side pan veg. Side pan veg. Okay, yeah. Okay, if you guys want to guess, this date is actually a month right after 1st November. Okay, I will just eat very fast. Okay, and next we will go to 6 kind of plant-based diets. I just roughly told about some diets, especially regarding Buddhist diets. Okay, so this is also me. I was very what do you call this, like proudly very I just get invited to become a Buddha during the Vesak Day. Yeah, and this was during a parade. Okay, yeah, and then the 6 kind of plant-based diets are listed here, and yeah, roughly you can see some people, I believe some people who's watching, they are flexitarian or pescatarian, and you know, all this. Okay, so for me myself is at the bottom level, the veganism. So yeah, no dairies at all. Okay, and most of the vegetarian in Buddhist are lacto-ovo in Malaysia, I believe. And okay, lacto-ovo means you have both eggs and dairies. Lacto, you only have dairies but no eggs. This happens a lot to Indians vegetarians. Okay, lacto-ovo is Chinese vegetarian, and then ovo vegetarianism, that one is a bit rare though. You only have eggs but no dairies. And another word that I would like to describe is pescatarian. Pescatarian means that you don't take any kind of meat except fish. Okay, I don't know why they don't see fish as a sentient being, and why I would like to explain these terms, because most of the pescatarian, they didn't even know these words exist as pescatarian. They call themselves as vegetarian. Okay, which I'm kind of like really want to take focus on, because a lot of times when I told people, oh, I'm a plant-based, and then they will start asking me, do you take fish? Yeah, because I know some friends that they still take fish. Yeah, so if you're still taking fish, please call yourself pescatarian. Okay, yeah, and next I will go to these diets, just go through, because why? I believe like most of you have seen this kind of pyramids, okay, on how to eat healthy. So this is not my concern. I'll just go next. Okay, yeah, and next, how to build a vegan diet plate. I believe most of you also understand this theory. Okay, we have to take, you know, not too much of carbs, more on proteins. So kind of theory, like you see, you can tell from the picture, it's 25% carbs and then 25% non-meat proteins like tofu and all, and then fruits and vegetables. All these are, you know, like people understood it well already, because it's easily access information from the internet and all. Okay, but the thing is whether you are following or not. Okay, and okay, now comes to this, the main macronutrients, like I said, the proteins, which is the most concerned one from the vegetarian, from the plant-based, or people, or even some people that intending to turn into a vegetarian. They will start asking me, will you have enough proteins for vegetarians? Yeah, so here goes. Okay, first question is, who needs protein? Okay, this one we actually studied in your primary school. Okay, primary school, when you first touch the subject called science. Okay, 科学 science. When we were in primary school, teacher already start teaching us, okay, we need to have balance of nutrients. Okay, which include the balance of carbs, in short we call carbs, okay, which is carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Okay, so yes, if you go to check in Google, AI will even tell you, you see, everyone needs protein. Okay, it's not just people who, I don't know why, like the grown-ups like us, they started to think that only the those that do gym or any athletes that do intense sports, they need proteins? No, the answer is no. Everyone. Okay, you see, it's highlighted children, pregnant women, athletes, and older adults, everyone, okay, because proteins is a very essential nutrients that needs to repair your body tissue, the muscles and whatever, okay? Everyone needs protein. It's not just gym goers that needs protein, okay? If you don't have muscles, you can't even hold stuff, you can't even carry stuff, okay? A pen, you can't even do it, okay? Next, question 2, how much proteins do we need every day? Okay, yeah, okay, for sedentary life, you need like kind of 0.8 to 1 gram of your body weight in kg. Okay, so let's say, I think I need some calculator. Let's say if for girls, like if you have 50 kgs, let me go and get my calculator. Okay, if you have 50 kgs and then you go and times 0.8 equals to 40, which means like the minimum proteins that is required for your body is 40 grams per day. Okay, so for sedentary life, okay, for me, if I don't do any sports, it's like playing music, of course. Okay, and then next one, if you are slight active, you're doing some slight sports every day, not so intense like me who works out, or okay, yeah, you need 1 gram. That is simple maths. Like I said, if you are 50 kg, then you just need 50 grams of proteins, okay? And lastly, if you are very intense like me, okay, who works out to become athlete, to go for competitions, yeah, okay? So the amount of protein, of course, you need is more, which is 1.5 gram minimum to the maximum of 2 gram. Okay, so again, if you are 50 kgs, the minimum, the minimum gram of proteins that you require will be like 75, 75 gram, and the maximum is 100 gram per day. Okay, question 3, how to hit, like, okay, after we spoke about the goals, right, like you need daily, and how to hit for a plant-based like us, okay? And of course, the picture on the right that you see is not just vegetables, okay? I'm sorry, I myself is also vegetarian, of course, you know, but just for the enforce, okay, that's why I put in some meats as well. Okay, so how many how does 30 grams of protein look like? Okay, like a salmon, like a chicken, like how you can see it from here. So apart from the meats, we can also see some pictures. Okay, there are eggs, there are what do you call this? Tofu, yes, and then yogurt, yeah. And all of these from the pictures, I couldn't take them because as a vegan myself, only on the second row first picture and third row first picture, which is the tofu and protein powder. Okay, and this is also one of the questions people ask me a lot, like, do you take protein powder? Yes, I do. The answer is yes. Okay, and it is the easiest way to get your protein supplement to hit your daily goal, because now we are living in a modern world. Okay, so some people will be thinking like, you're taking protein powder, you're a fake, you know, like you got all these muscles because you consume protein powder. Yeah, in a sense you are right, but not entirely right, because it is so easily to become muscular, okay, to get all these muscles just by consuming the protein powder. Well, go ahead, please do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Everyone in the world can become so muscular, so to the body that they desire very, very easily. No, this is not the case, okay? We take the powder is just to assist us to hit your daily goal easily, okay? Because imagine, like I said just now, for me, I've been working out a lot, okay? So let's just roughly, if 50 kg, I need 75 grams to 100 grams of proteins every day, which is not easily to hard. Okay, it's not easily, it's super hard to attain for a vegan. And don't speak about vegan. If you're not a vegan, it's also not easily to hit the goal, okay, without having supplements. Okay, and imagine I'm not 50 kg, of course. Okay, so the amount of proteins that I need is definitely more. Okay, yeah, and then next, oh yeah, it's still on the same question, okay, on how to hit daily protein goal as a plant-based. Okay, so now the pictures that you are seeing all is no meats. Okay, no meats is just plant-based. So it's still easy to hit your goals, okay, other than having the supplement, the protein powder, like I told you. Yeah, just in case, the protein powder that I'm taking is vegan protein shake. Okay, please really check your protein powder if you are going to take as well. Okay, I would really strongly recommend for vegan protein. Okay, if you go for what do you call that, whey protein. Okay, whey protein, some of the whey protein, they don't consist meat, some do. Okay, please check. Whey protein is actually made of milk. Okay, I don't really recommend people taking milk, actually, not because I'm a vegan, but actually the DNA, and if you really go and study the research, okay, the article, milk is actually made for cows. Okay, so the DNA, so a lot of people having lactose intolerant, that's not really the case, because the DNA of cow is not really for us humans. Okay, so I would really recommend you guys to go for vegan protein powder. Okay, and then next, continue with all this plant-based. You see, those ticks that I'm stating here are actually my consuming every day. Like seriously, every day I take them. Okay, so you can see, yeah, you can choose your type of foods. Okay, not necessarily following mine. I'm just taking this and to my convenience. Okay, I'll take that every day. And apart from this, I also take tempeh, okay, and whole wheat rice. Okay, whole wheat rice consists more proteins than white rice. Okay. Next, question 4. Okay, I take a lot of tofu every day. Okay, and why is this so? Why is this page even here? Because I've been asking a lot. Is tofu bad for health? Yeah, okay. All these, I got it from Google. Okay, don't just listen to what people say. Okay, I find it now that people nowadays, they are very lazy. Okay, we have been spoon feeding a lot, seriously. So whenever people say it, you just follow blindly. Okay, and then do your own research, please. Okay, like even here, whatever you are listening from me might not be necessary, right? I don't hold any certified license to give this talk. I'm not a nutritionist also. Okay, all these that I've been sharing also is regarding to my own research and my own findings, my own experiences. Okay, so yeah, I would really strongly urge you guys, if you doubt me in any of the things that I say, please go and research it. Okay, and of course you could come back to me and tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I found that you were saying something wrong, and I don't mind. Okay, please share with me. Okay, yeah, please do your own research. All these are from Google. And next, okay, so I finished about proteins. Let's see, what time is it now? 8:06. Okay, yeah, now it's about carbs. Okay, I told you guys just now about science. Okay, when you had science subject in school, teacher already told you balanced diet. Okay, in terms of proteins, carbs, and fats. Okay, this is also one of the main questions that I always got is, oh, when people see me, when they see me eating rice, they will be so surprised. Oh my God, you're taking rice. I couldn't believe it. And my response will be, I'm sorry if I don't take rice. What am I taking? Because I'm a vegan. Okay. Am I just gonna take salad every day? No. Okay. Vegan life doesn't have to be so boring. Okay. And carbs is not evil. Carb is not a devil. Okay. People just make them devil. Okay. Just simply people don't like them, people just make them devil. I don't know why. So please don't just blindly follow everyone. Okay, teacher in your primary school already told you carbs, you must have it as a balanced diet as well. Okay, so right, like what I've told here, carbs is your body main fuel source. Without carbs, you got no energy to do your daily things. Okay, you just got to take everything in moderate. Okay, don't take it too much. Okay, don't people say it's devil, it's evil, you stop taking it at all. Okay, in fact, when I went for competitions before I turned into vegan, yes, we don't take carbs at all because we are competing on stage. That's a different level, different story. Okay. But what I'm talking about is about everyone in general and in your life, average life. Even for bodybuilders, they cannot be not taking carbs at all for their whole life, for the whole year, Yeah, it's not gonna sustain. Okay. So yeah, don't take your carbs at moderate level. Okay, it provides the main fuel. And okay, and then carbs also have different kind of GI. We call it GI, glycemic index. Okay, you can go and Google it about it. What is it about? Okay, and every carbs has different kind of GI. Okay, and favorably we would go for low GI foods. Okay, low GI foods is what that actually is better lah. Okay, if you say it is better, it makes it how do you call it? It's like it provides you a better satiety. That means you can not feeling hungry easily after consuming it. Okay, it can sustain for a longer period compared to high GI. If you go for low GI foods, after you eat this, probably 4 hours later you will get hungry. If you go for high GI carb foods, okay, probably 2 hours later you got hungry already. Okay, that's the brief idea of high GI and low GI foods. Okay, you can even take a picture of it and you go and do your own research. Okay, because I'm not going to touch so much about carbs as well, yeah, because of the limited time. And yeah, so basically that's it about carbs. Okay, take carbs in a moderate level, not entirely omitting it. Okay, yeah. Next one, the fats. Okay, this is also a main issue because people think, fats is not good. I don't want fats. I don't want fats at all. Wrong. A wrong idea also. Okay. Right. Okay. Fats increase satiety. In fact, it increases more than carbs. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I was a dragon boater. Okay, so sometimes before we go for competitions, my captain of the dragon boat team, they would actually recommend us to take a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, because he thought that it might increase the strength, yeah, and all. In fact, he's not totally wrong. Okay, so fats are good also, especially olive oil. I take them every day. Olive oil and coconut oil. Okay, 4 types of fats you can see from here: trans fat, saturated fats, polyunsaturated, and monounsaturated. Okay, if those people that studied in food science, which is not me, of course, okay, you would understand this better. But what I know from here, the picture, one of it is wrong, which is a coconut oil, although it's a saturated fat, okay, but it's not bad for health. Coconut oil is actually good for health. I take them every day, okay, because I've read this book that I don't know, I forgot how, but the science behind it, coconut oil, although it is categorized under saturated fats, but it's a good forms of fats. Okay, so literally we have bad fats and good fats. So always go for good fats and make sure that you have it every day. Like I said, you need balance of carbs, proteins, and fats. Okay, so good fats that you can see from here, of course, is like olive oil and the nuts, avocados, and salmon. Yeah, and plus the coconut oil. Okay, yeah, so you see the next slide, you can see about healthy fats and can replace your bad fats with good ones. Yeah, okay, I'll just give you guys 3 seconds to take picture if you want. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, next. Yeah, next. Okay, so I finished with all the macronutrients. And now I'm gonna go for personal experience, in terms of Kith Chan, me. Okay, the 70% rule. I always told my clients also, because I do PT as well as a part-timer, just for the sake of getting more income, and for passions. Okay, it's not my real job, my full-time job, because I am not certified. Yeah, I always tell people when people come approach me and, oh, do you do PT? Can you teach me gym? Then I'll tell them, if you don't mind, yeah, we can work out together, but I don't have a cert, right? Although I have a lot of competitions experiences, okay? So I always told them, go for 70% rule. What is this 70% rule about? Which means 70% eating clean food. You can see this Pac-Man over here, the 70% Pac-Man clean food, and the small chunk of it is junk food, okay? 30% junk food every day, okay? Don't go for 100% clean food. It's not gonna sustain, okay? You go too much or too extreme. I believe that in Photo, our Buddha also always told us about moderations. Don't go for the extreme level, okay? So yeah, my personal opinion. So, and this is my daily things. I'm a very boring person. I go for this every day, okay? My routine for every day is the same. Breakfast, I will start with fresh fruits and protein shakes before I go to the gym. Okay, and my protein shakes, I'll add this creatine, which is a supplement also, plus flax seeds and plus coconut oil. And after my gym, and then I will take this Pokeball and or economy rice, you know, for cheaper options. And then lunch, same thing, fresh fruit plus protein shakes. Okay, now this time I'll add on chia seeds and add olive oil. And also, and then after that, my proper meal will be the same, Pokeball or economy rice. Okay, and then lastly, dinner. I'll take fresh fruit again, plus protein shakes. These two are always stick in my daily meals. Okay, and lastly, just some small snacks. I don't really eat a lot at my dinner. Okay, I eat a lot for breakfast and lunch. Dinner, just some small snacks because I usually teach music at night also, so I don't have time to eat. Yeah. So what is this Pokeball about? Pokeball or Pokeball, I don't know, whatever you call it, Pokemon, okay? Right. I take this every day. Other than this, sometimes I take this, sometimes I take economy rice, okay? Right. So this is what a healthy meal about, which I believe a lot of people know already, okay? You can, like, for example, very famous one is the fish bowl. Okay, this outlet, this franchise called Fishbowl. Okay, you can go for Fishbowl. Fishbowl, although the name itself, it says Fishbowl, but you can go and they have vegan options. Okay, yeah, and supplements, like I said, that I add on with my protein shakes. You see the protein shakes and creatine. You see this creatine. I take 1 scoop every day. Okay, so these are the only supplements I've been taking every day. Okay, protein shakes, creatine, and vitamin B. I don't take any more supplements. Like some people, they really every morning or whatever before sleeping, they will take a handful of supplements. Okay, which is not me. Yeah, and then you can take some pictures if you want. And 1, 2, 3. I'll go to the next slide. Yes, and how to build a fit body. Okay. So now what time is it? Let me check. It's 8:15. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. And how to build a fit body. Okay, I believe so that I've been talking a lot here and people start getting sleepy. And yeah, okay. So I've been talking a lot and I need to show off a bit. What is this guy talk about? Okay, keep talking. I need why I need to listen to him. Okay, so yeah, this is a body we need to build. Okay, for me, of course, but some people, they don't want to have a very good body, but it's all up to you. Okay, if you just want a healthy body, just do some exercise. Okay, how to get a fit body: 60% diet, 30% exercise, and 10% life balance. Okay, so for me myself, I've been trying to maintain this body even though I'm not competing. Like for example, in my last competition, if you remember the picture that I showed, my last competition was 2 years ago. Okay, but I don't just train because for competitions. Okay, I train to get healthy and of course to look good. Okay, so I try to maintain my body all year long. Okay, so so all year I've been also doing modeling because people approach me to become model. Yeah, and some of these are my modeling pictures. And life balance. Okay, from the 10% life balance, okay, 60% diet, like I told you about the diets already just now, about fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Okay, 30% exercise. If you want to exercise on your own, please go ahead. Or if you would like to hire a personal trainer, it's up to you. And now I'm going to go for the 10% life balance. Okay, so what are the life balance talk about? Genetics, sleep, your age, and stress. All these also somehow affects on how are you going to get a fit body, okay? Not very major, but somehow, yeah, DNA also, yeah, some minor thing. Yeah, if you can see from this picture also, I was featured in a newspaper about plant-based bodybuilding as well. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through with this. You can see the things about genetics and sleep, age and stress, how they affect us. Okay, and lastly, I'm gonna finish already, okay, with these YouTube videos. Very short, very brief, okay, on how to track. This is about solutions already, okay, because I've been talking a lot. So lastly, I need to provide you a solutions on how to track your proteins and calories, okay, which myself, I don't usually use these, not usually, I don't use them at all, seriously, okay. But when I went for competition for the very first year, 2017, I started using this app to monitor, to measure how much proteins I've been taking every day and how much from this food, blah blah blah, you know. Okay, right, so I'm gonna play the first video. This is an app to help
Some
you.
days your health journey calls a timeout. All good. It's about progress, not perfection.
Nachos.
Nacho cheese today, not nacho cheese tomorrow. MyFitnessPal, nutrition tracking for real life.
Yeah, okay, so it's an app you could use to keep track on your proteins, your carbohydrates and all, okay. But I find it very tedious actually if you gotta do this. You imagine, like, I've seen people, they have this small weighing scale like you could buy online. I have no idea. Like, so before they started eating anything, they would just weigh on it, or how much gram is this, how much proteins it provides. Yeah, because if you want to key in the information to this app, like every day how much you've been taking, you need to measure first, of course, the weight of this salmon or the weight of a tofu, like how many grams of tofu is this, because you have no idea what. So you got to have this weighing scale, which is, I kind of find tedious, inconvenient, and not practical. So I'm not using it. But if you guys would like to, you can go ahead. Okay, and second video.
And fries or salad? Fries or salad. Why does that question feel more like a question of our character? And why does this little guy give us such a big guilt trip? Yeah. And are we still pretending to like kale?
I hate kale.
I know. Look, we can't just eat whatever, whenever. But health goals are about progress, not perfection. Indulge today, reel it back in tomorrow. You just got to know where you stand.
So, fries or salad? MyFitnessPal, nutrition tracking for real life. Download now.
Yeah, basically this app, you could get it for free. Okay, you just go to App Store or Play Store, you know, and type in MyFitnessPal, and then you can download this app. Okay, and yeah, it's just right about time. And that's it about my video. Thank you for watching. And this is my Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, my handle. Okay, the name you can just type in if you want to keep, you know, following me, or yeah, know something about fitness. Yeah, about a lot of my modeling pictures is over there. Thank you for watching, guys. Yeah, and this is my music. Yeah, I'm done already. I finished already. You can talk. Thank you.
Kanan, Brother Keith, if you can come out from your slide.
Okay, hold on. Stop sharing.
Okay, Kanan, so much, Brother Keith, for busting the myth on bodybuilding and plant-based diet. So normally, Brother Keith, at about 8 o'clock, some of the aunties would have already left the session. So you managed to keep them still with us.
Oh, okay.
And secondly is for Brother Robert, Robert and I still have hope for category. So maybe under the competition. this plant-based diet, bodybuilder, musician, and most of all in pursuit of the Dharma.
Yeah. Thank you for
Thanks so
inviting me.
much, Kanan, so much, Dr. Keith. All right,
Yes.
wonderful sharing. So, brothers and sisters, that's all we have for this today. It's past 8:20. And so, Kanan, so much for staying back. And as we end this session, let us offer 3 bows to the triple chair. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. We also offer 1 bow to our board masters and also for speedy recovery for our great master. Bow. Okay, right, great. So have a great weekend. And I'll see you back again next week. All right.
And Kanan Brachin.
And yeah, congratulations for the wonderful hosting.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Robert, a competition next year.